let's start this nice webinar and welcome. I hope you're all keeping safe in-house, in the home, and working from home, enjoying all these webinars. I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones out there doing any webinars. So I'm very, very pleased to see you. And I see that we have a couple that are regulars now in our weekly webinars. So I'm very happy that you are here with us, and we're going to share some really cool features that were added in the new version of the Prodigy software that goes and works with the Connect 12 and the Reveal 16i. But also we're here to answer all your questions. We're here so that if you're having a problem with any low vision devices from HumanWare, we're here to answer your questions. And with me today, Natalie Réaume is the product manager for low vision devices at HumanWare. So I'm going to let Natalie start this webinar off. So if you have any questions, raise the hand or maybe just write in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them as we go along. All right, take it away, Natalie.
Thank you very much. So my name is Nathalie. I'm the product manager for low vision products at HumanWare. Today I'm going to introduce you to new features that are going to be launched and available tomorrow on Prodigi 4.3.0. As Eric told you, this is a software used in the Connect 12 and the Reveal 16i. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the product as well, because we have some newcomers, but I want to go quick on it and show you the great new features we have. So the first one, the one I love, is the book share options. So if you go on the book share, you have access to books. If you can browse. By the way, I just want to show you how it works. The screen you will seeing is my Connect 12. So I am moving on a Connect 12 for you to see. So you can stop me anywhere. This is not recording. I can stop and explain you what I did, rerun those examples. So you can browse by periodical, popular books, search books by name. So let me search by a book. You can search by title or author, category, content. I'm going to search by author, or let's say title. I have a book in my hand. So to look for a book, you can use the virtual keyboard that's on your screen, or you can use Bluetooth keyboard. So I'm going to look for a book for Heidi Heckelbeck. Back here, turn. I am using my keyboard. That's why you didn't see me type on the virtual keyboard. So let's pick one. This is the right book. I will download it tapping on the third bottom button from the left. It's downloading, and it's going to convert it and bring it into my library. So what's new in Prodigy 4.3 is that now when we download books, we can have access to the images if we are in page mode. So it is good for kids book. That's why I downloaded a kid book, but it's good for science book, math book, just any book with graphics, pictures. You can use a new feature. So I'm going to go into my library to look at it. So it's the first one, Heidi Heckelbeck. I download it. So I'm swiping the page, going right to left, swiping on the tablet. So you can see the picture. You can see the entire image. If you swipe on the button banner at your right from up to down, so it gives you the complete image. I'm swiping from right to left again to swipe in the pages, because all the images are available in the book the same way as they are in the original one. So this is a book that is black and white inside. That's why Heidi was black and white. And then when we will reach the text, we will have access to the text like we did before. So we can enlarge the text by pinching. We can use the plus arrow, minus arrow, and we can have it read to us. If we type on it. Presto changeo. Heidi Heichelbeck flipped open her book of spells. The book had been a gift from her grandmother, who was a witch. Okay, so you can stop it. If you don't see the full image, you have to go in your settings. So it's the second button from the left. Tap on it. And in reading mode, I was in column, but in a page with text and picture, I would have to be in full page mode. Going back. This is read, just a second. This is read in a line. Reading mode, full page.
No, you
okay.
were correct there,
Yeah.
Natalie. Yeah, it was perfect. The difference
Yeah.
between the page mode and the column mode is that the page mode will have, if you zoom out, you'll see the pictures.
Yeah.
So that top part is a picture. So that's what you see. And then you can follow along on the page where around the picture. The column mode is there by default. So when you zoom in, zoom out without reading, you can see the pictures. But as soon as you start the reading, that's why we call it a reading mode. It's going to be in column. So by default, it's going to be in a column way of presenting text. But you, as Natalie just showed, is that you can convert that into a page mode, and then while reading it, you'll see the text and you'll see the images at the same time. And there's also another option which Natalie's going to bring you, which is the line option afterwards. So I continue. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I was going to get to the line option, but I don't find it. I'm really new at HumanWare. Can you help me, Eric?
It's in reading mode.
It's in the reading mode.
Mm-hmm.
In the settings?
You were okay. Yeah, settings. You scroll down till you see reading mode.
Oh.
Tap
Oh,
on it, and
yes,
there's three
exactly.
modes there. So you have one page mode, which is going to read and you'll see the images at the same time. Column mode is that when you're going to start reading, you'll only see the text in a straight column. So it won't go right to left all the time. It's just going to go up and down. And then in line mode, you have one line of text scrolling on the screen. So if you press the play button, there you have the line mode reading.
Yeah.
So all depending on what the student or the person using the device, that's how you would set the reading mode. So you can zoom in into that text that you had there. Natalie, go back.
Yeah.
The line mode is very useful because if you zoom in, you can have just almost one word on the screen, and you have that word popping up all the time where you are, where you're reading. It's always in the center of the screen, so it's easy to identify where we're at.
Mm-hmm. And as before, you can slow down the speed of the person reading by swiping on the screen, or you can speed it up by swiping the other side. Yeah, swiping. Okay, so I think that's all I had to say about this new feature. Are there any
But if
questions?
Yeah, I have a question there, Natalie. We went through, I see the back button there. I see the settings where you can set the line mode, the reading mode, and things like that, and the colors also. I have the play pause button there. I have the minus and the plus, right?
Yeah.
To zoom in or zoom out. So I can tap once on that or press and hold on it, and it's going to zoom out or zoom in really smoothly. See, so if you don't like the pinch and zoom, you can use those buttons in that manner. But also, what's that last button?
It's the table of content. So if you're reading a big book, like Heidi Heckelbeck has a few chapters, you can go through the chapters and you can select any one you want, type on it and tap on it, and it's going to bring you to that chapter right away. So
So you can
it's
start
nice.
reading at that chapter.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's good for math book when you know you have to go to certain chapters or certain pages.
Now I have a little question here in the chat. Are you able to enlarge the image as well as the text?
Yes.
So we have
Yes,
an image.
we
Well,
are.
you were good there.
Yeah, I was I was in the book. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So you
So
pinch and zoom
there we go.
either way, or you can use the plus sign or the minus sign. I'm using the plus
Yeah.
sign right
Just
now.
press and hold on that button. You're going to
Yeah.
see it a smooth way in.
Mm,
There we go. So you can really enlarge that image, but you can do the same thing. So if you go into settings, let's go and select the reading mode page and then go back and then start reading that. Okay,
mhm,
so you can start reading just, and then you can use your pinch and zoom. You can pinch on the screen to zoom in. And you're going to see the text going bigger, the image going bigger. So that's in page mode. Now, the disadvantage, what I find in page mode, is that you're going to go from left to right all the time. But when you have it into column, it's going to stick at the right width and it's just going to go up and down. So while you're reading, you're concentrated on the text. So you don't really need the images. That's my opinion. But if you like to see the images while you're reading, that's how you would do it.
mhm. Very
Will
good.
it read, so another question here, will it read the words in the graphics? It all depends on how the book was
Mm,
formatted. So now remember, we went and into the library, which is a Bookshare library, and we went in there and we downloaded the book. So it all depends on how that book was formatted and inputted in that library. So that's in Bookshare's control. And if that book has text on the graphic and it was converted to text and not stuck as an image, it will read it out loud. So it all depends on the book.
very good. So if there are no more questions, I can go to the
Let's.
apps.
I have one more question. Let's try
Yes,
to change colors. Let's try
sure.
to put the font in white and the background in black.
I'm guessing it's in the settings. Yes,
Yes, so we went
contrast.
into settings. Perfect.
So you want white on black?
White on black.
Yes, there it is.
Perfect. So that's how
Working.
I would have it on white on black or any colors in that matter. You have a couple of colors that you can choose from.
Mm,
All right. So that's good.
okay, so I'm going to put it back by default. Okay, so with two finger double tap, I go back to Prodigy. So what I want to show you is the access to apps and the easy access we have. So it used to be that when we wanted to use some apps, we had to go to Android and open the app. That was long. Sometimes for a young student, it was hard to do because they don't know all the software by heart. So if you go all the way to the left, you will be brought to a quick access and an app icon. So let me show you the app icon. If you tap on it once, you can find any applications right away that are installed on your tablet. So you can either search with the virtual keyboard or you can do show all, and then you will have the list of all of the apps that you have installed on your tablet. So if you want to go on the internet right away, you tap Chrome, and then you are brought right away into the internet. So it's faster to use than to have to go to Android and download the app.
Can you show Natalie how we used to do it or how right now we do that? Let's instead of
Yeah.
going into your apps that just like you
Yes.
did, let's show how right now in the field how people are using it. And
Okay.
and you're going to compare. I'm pretty sure this method that you just showed is pretty easy and straightforward. And it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
something else also that Natalie's going to show that's going to be also very straightforward. But right now in the field, the version that we have, this is how we go and get Chrome application. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna let Natalie
Perfect.
demonstrate.
So when we're on Prodigy, to go to Android, we use 4 or 5 finger. We press and hold. So we're brought into Android. We have a few apps here, but if we want all of them, we tap on the circle with 6 black dots on it, and then we have all of our apps right there. So it's a few more steps than we did before. I have Chrome here, so that's how I have access to Chrome right now. But starting tomorrow with the new version, we're gonna have the apps access.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's a quite few more steps. And if you have TalkBack activated, then you would have to scroll on each app that's in the list that Natalie was just showing you. But if you go straight from Prodigy, you have that big, nice icon on the screen, and you see exactly that it's the Chrome application. So thank you, Natalie, for that.
Okay. In the Q&A in the chat, somebody's asking if the features that we're discussing are also available in the Matt Connect. So Eric, can you answer for the apps and the books?
Um, okay. I was reading there was a Q&A, and then there's also a chat question.
Mm-hmm.
Are the features we have discussed so far available on the Matt Connect? So on the Matt Connect, you won't have the access to the apps because on the Matt Connect, you already have kind of a similar way of doing things because you have the APH Toolbox where maybe I can get my Matt Connect and maybe show it to you how to get the same kind of feature on the Matt Connect. But inside the APH Toolbox, that big APH icon in the carousel, tap on that and you can have in the settings show all apps that are installed, and you can go and get them, either install it on the APH tool box and add it to the list, or just access them very quickly. So you do have kind of that feature, but for the Connect 12, the two big icons that Natalie is going to demonstrate, that's only for the Connect 12. But all the books application where we see the images, that's all on the Matt Connect. So there's another question here. One of my students is having a problem. Their Matt Connect unit is not allowing any app downloads from the Google Store. I don't know if it has an update version installed. Should it be updated first, if not current, or converted back to a factory default? They were looking for Google Classroom and could not find it. Okay, the Google Play Store, we don't have any control on that, so that's going to be the Google part of things. But I'm going to show you, or I'm going to coach Natalie to show you how to update all your applications that are on the Android side. And then let's go take a look on how to download Google Classroom, for example. So Natalie, I don't know where we are right now. We're in the Chrome application. So if we
Yeah.
go back,
Once
okay,
Google.
so hit the home button then.
Yeah.
Home button, you're going to go back to your Prodigy. Five
Yeah.
finger press and hold to go into Android. And now the Play Store is that big play button with a lot of colors on there. So you go and tap on that Play Store, please, for me. To have access to the Play Store, you need to have an account. So usually if you don't have an account and it's not connected, you'll have a prompt that's going to be saying you need to connect with an account. So you can use your Gmail. I'm pretty sure there's other type of emails that you can use to do an account. But basically, I use Gmail. I think Natalie uses a Gmail also account to do that. But if you do get into this part of the screen, that means that there's an account set up on the Matt Connect or the Connect 12. And if you go on the top left corner of the screen, right beside that play button or where it says Google Play, there's like a 3-bar
Yeah.
icon. So if you can go on, tap on that,
Oops. That was...
and then there's going to be a menu that's going to appear. And that first option in that menu is My Apps and Games. So if you go on that, you'll have access to all the install and all what needs to be updated. So This is a good example because on Natalie's tablet right now, there are two updates to be done. And you can tap on all updates, or you can tap on each one of these updates and it will update. So this is important to do because if you don't keep in mind that you have these updates to do, um, then sometimes you'll have maybe, for example, a Google Play Store has stopped, or maybe a Gboard or keyboard has stopped. These are kind of like Google applications that need to be updated. So that's how you would update these applications. Okay, so regularly just take a look at if you have any updates to do. So this is how to update your Android applications that are installed on the tablet. And now let's go and download Google Classroom. So if you hit that little uh, arrow on top there beside my apps and games, and then in the search, let's type Google Classroom.
Oops. Google. I'm sorry. My keyword disappeared. Oh, it's
Don't you
because
have
I
your
typed on
Bluetooth?
my, yeah, that's why I typed
You have your
there.
Bluetooth
Go.
keyboard on there. And at the same time, you can show what it looks like, the Bluetooth keyboard. It's a nice keyboard that we sell on the HumanWare website.
Yeah, it's very light, very nice. So
So
Google Classroom,
you
I
type
select
Google
it.
Class, and this first thing that comes up, Google Classroom, tap on that, and you have the option of installing it. So this is how I would start by addressing that question. If that doesn't resolve the problem, Anne, you can maybe email me or Nally. Again, my name is Eric, Eric Beauchamp, so eric.beauchamp@humanware.com, or maybe just paste on Facebook also. I read those comments a lot, and I can try to help you and troubleshoot on this, and it's going to be my pleasure of doing that. So if Nally would press install, it would install the Google Classroom
Yeah.
application, and it would put it on the desktop automatically. And then you need an account to do that, to use that. So I'm pretty sure if you're in the school system, you already have a Google Classroom account for that. So that's how you would do it.
Okay, I can take the next two questions on
Okay.
the chat. So, is this update available for the first generation of Prodigy? And will these features be available as an update for the Prodigy I have right now? So, yes, these updates are available for all versions of Prodigy, for all versions of tablet. We've worked on it and it is stable. Tomorrow, if you're when you open or turn on your tablet, you will have a notice telling you that there is an update available, and then you will press on it just to download. Sometimes the cycle takes up to 5 days, so you may not have the message tomorrow, but if you want, you can go into your settings. I can show you how to do it.
Yeah,
So to
let's go
go,
through the update. That would be good. Yeah.
yeah.
How to update
So
the tablet. Yeah.
yeah, to go back to Prodigy, I press on the circle at the bottom of my screen. I go through the setting icon. So I tap on it. I go into the system. It's the third option from the top. And my third option is software update. So I tap on it. So it says that I'm on a beta version up to date. So I'm on the beta version of 4.3 until tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be on the release. So I can tap OK. And if I want to return to the release, which is 4.2, what everybody else has at your house, I can tap on return to release. This is a nice feature if I want to recruit people, because we have beta testers. So we have people that can test the beta version in advance. So if they want to test it and then return to the release, let's say to pass the tablet to their student or to go back into working with it, it's easy to return to the release. So it's an option we've added for our beta testers. Now, if you want to be a beta testers, you can send me an email, natalie.rayom@humanware.com. So I'm going to tap on OK. Do we have other questions?
There's a comment there. I think the request to feedback to HumanWare when the webinar are uploaded onto the webinar live on the website. There is no details about the content, which makes it difficult to locate what we want to watch. Can a brief description? So I'm guessing you're talking about the live webinar on Facebook. Um, we can add some description on that. If you're talking about the YouTube channel, usually I upload the recordings of the webinar on YouTube, and I try to put a little description. I can maybe put the agenda more as a descriptive for those videos. So I'll try to pass down the message also to our graphics people so that they put as much description available for that. I'd just like to show you a bit the question on the Matt Connect. I'm just going to start my Prodigy here, and I have a Matt Connect with me here. So for people that don't know what Matt Connect is that it's a Connect 12 basically, which is has been adapted for. Let me switch my camera. I see that it's upside down. There we go. And it has been adapted for APH, and it's available on quota funds in the United States. So one of the applications that is different is the APH Toolbox. So to answer the question that the person that had the question previously, is that if I tap on the APH Toolbox, you have access here to all kinds of pre-installed applications that APH has requested. But you can add to this list by going onto the settings button on the top here, on the top right. And then you have two options, choose application or organize application. So if I tap on choose applications, you'll have that same list, but I can, if I want to add, let's say app lock, I can tap on that and the checkbox will appear on the right, and that will be added to my list. Next time I go in, it's going to be added at the first one on the top. If I want to tap on organize instead, that means I can move around these apps. So let's say the app log that I just added, which is on the top, but I don't want it as the first. I tap on that, and then I use the arrow button down to move it down the list. Let's say I'm going to put it right after Dropbox, and then I can go back to my list, and it's right
Eric,
below Dropbox.
I have a comment. Somebody cannot see what you're doing because the focus is on my tablet. I don't know if you can put you're
Oh,
the host. If you can
I'm
put the
sorry about that.
focus on your
I'll try to.
camera.
It won't be long. Just bear with me here. I need the. I need the
Well,
meeting
on the
ID.
tablet.
Hold on.
But you can put the focus on your
No, you're gonna have to stop
camera.
sharing the screen.
Oh, okay.
So you can stop sharing the screen here, and I'll be able to.
Okay. So stop sharing. So I stopped sharing the screen. That's me now.
Okay. Now you can put yourself on mute. No, you don't have to turn off the camera. Just on mute so that I think the screen now is bigger. Is it? Do you only see my my webcam right now? No. Yes. So I'm showing you how to connect your tablet with the Zoom application here. So what you do is that you enter in your Zoom application, you enter the meeting ID that you can get from the Zoom application that we're using, and then you can join the meeting. So I'm going to be joining my tablet inside the, need a password for that. Okay. So Nelly, I'm going to ask you to continue on the webinar so that I can set up this Matt Connect so that we can maybe continue the webinar, and once I'm set up, I can maybe take over for the Matt Connect. And don't forget, you're muted.
Okay, very good. So I'm back, not muted, and then this is my tablet. So I showed you the app before. Now I'm going to show you the quick access. So I tap on it, and at that place, I can have hyperlink of quick access I'm going to be using frequently. So I've already had a quick access for Chrome, Play Store, Gmail, Google. If I want to add some, I can delete that one, delete. So to add it, I press on it, I search either with the keyboard or show all. And then the one I want to choose, I tap on it and it's downloaded in my quick access. If I want to change the orders, if I want to have the Play Store in front of Chrome, I tap on Play Store, press and hold, switch with Chrome, and then I have the Play Store at the beginning and Chrome afterwards. So that's a place where we can have a hyperlink of quick access to apps that we want to have frequently. So Eric, are you ready? Or I can see if we have some more questions.
Yes, I'm ready to show the Matt Connect.
Yes,
Here.
okay. Yep. So I'm
You're
gonna
hit...
stop sharing.
Yep.
Stop sharing. That's your turn.
So now you can see my desktop right here, and we're back into the APH tool. Okay, so we're back in business. So like I was saying, you can, the APH tool is in the big carousel. So you tap on it, and there's all kinds of application right here that are already pre-installed for the Matt Connect. But if you'd like to add some more applications on this toolbox, what you do is that on the top right corner, you have a settings menu, which you tap on it, and then you have choose application or organize your application. So if I choose an application, I can go down the list and add any application that is installed on my tablet. So by pressing the Chrome here, there's a checkbox that will appear, and it will be added to my list. I can also organize my list by choosing organize application. And then let's say I'm gonna bring down in the list my Chrome application. So I just tap on it and select the arrow going down, and I change the orders of my application. So next time that I'm in the list of application, I have the Chrome application. So now I can tap on the Chrome and I'm brought to my Chrome application. So this is for the Matt Connect, not for the Connect 12. That was to answer the question concerning the Matt Connect and the features. And yeah, so everything's going to be there except for that part where you have the quick access and the all apps. So the difference is here for the Matt Connect and the Prodigy Connect 12. So we're good. So you can take...
we're good. No more questions. So I'm gonna go back in my Zoom, share my screen. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I'm back. I was finished with the access, the quick access, and the apps. So I can show you how to download the document PDFs. So again, it used to be that to download PDF files or document in the gallery, we had to go to Android, work on it, and download from there. So it could have been hard for some people and for some students as well, and it was long to do. So what we can do right now is that we can do it straight from Prodigy. So let me go towards my gallery. First, I have to see in Android if my tablet is ready to receive a USB key. So I take 4 or 5 fingers, press and hold. I go into the settings. I tap on it. I go to USB. tap on it. I see USB is connected to the computer. So with the toggle at the upper right, I tap on it. So now I have USB is not connected to the computer. So now I know my tablet is ready to receive a USB key. So I press the circle at the bottom of my screen. Here I have a USB key, just a normal regular USB key. We do not have a port for USB-A on the tablet, so I'm going to use a connector that is USB-A to USB-C, plug them together. So now I can plug this into my tablet. It's the second port from the top. Okay. So I'll tap on the gallery, on the icon. At the upper right corner, I have the setting button. I tap on it. And if I scroll just a little bit, I'm going to have an option to import. So I tap on it, import. I have two storage places. So the internal storage, which is the storage of my tablet. And I have the store and go, which is my USB key. That's the name of my USB key. So you will have a different name there. I tap on it. If it's the first time that I go to this USB key, I'm going to have a little screen that says verbatim or the name of my key with the files, and I'm going to press select. So here, let's take, that's my key, that's the files I have in my keys. So in my key, so let's take grade 6, English. So I have 3 books and an exercise on irregular verbs. So I'll tap on it. It's loading the document and converting it and bringing it into the gallery right away. So I am in the gallery with my documents. I can tap on it and I can work on it like I usually do. So I can use the pen, circle, answer. I can use the eraser, erase what I did. I can work on the colors, the line. If I want a wider line, take my pen. Oh, it was the marker. Take a pen, so it's a wider line, and it saves everything. So at the end, when the student is done with his homework, it's easy for him to put it back into the USB key. So all you do is that you press and hold, and you have an option of export. So you tap on export, PDF. I'm going to export it to my store and go. When I found a place where I want to save it, I tap on the paper airplane at the upper right. And so Prodigi is telling me that it exported my file into my USB key. So it's easier to do. You don't have to go into Android. You save time, and student with less experience with Android or younger students can do it on themselves, by themselves.
So this is one way of importing and exporting PDFs through a USB. That was a request that was asked several times. So that's why we decided to show it this way. But there's other ways that we can import a PDF. For example, if we go back to the main carousel, Natalie.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know if you have PDFs, but what you do is that you go into, let's say, your quick access. I'm going to use the new features.
Yeah, quick access.
Click on it. And then we have the Google Drive that is in the quick access.
Okay, I don't think I placed
So
it.
let's go at it.
Okay, so let me delete this one.
You got the drive right there. You just go down. I got the drive. There we go. Drive.
Okay, tap on it.
Okay, so now let's start it. Now you can open the drive. And in the drive, if you have any PDFs, you can open a PDF from there. So I don't know if you have any PDFs there, Nally, but doesn't really matter. But you can import the PDFs directly from that drive by clicking on it and then opening and open with, and you'll have a pop-up that you'll be able to choose Prodigy, and then it's going to import it into your gallery.
So I'm tapping on it.
Yeah, so that's great. Okay, so we have one there. So just tap anywhere so that you can remove that circle. Okay, and those three little dots on the top right corner.
Yeah.
Tap on them and then scroll down the list. And you're gonna say there is a open with.
Yeah, open with.
Yeah, open with. So tap on that. And there's a list of applications that you can use to open this PDF. So you can choose Prodigy.
Okay. Always.
You can choose always if you want. So it's always going to open it in Prodigy next time. And it will convert that PDF into Prodigy and put it in your gallery. So it made a nice folder for you, and that's my PDF. That's an awesome way of sharing information with the students. So let's say you're a teacher and you're in a classroom and you have to give virtual classrooms to your students right now because you're stuck at home and your students are stuck at home. But this is an awesome way to share either an exercise book, a PDF that has a reading to do, but that's how you would do it, and would import it into Prodigy and have access to all your Prodigy features through that. And then let's say this was an exercise book. So, and the student would already have everything done on it. So you would go back, hit the back button, yeah, and then press and hold on the document that's right there. And by pressing and holding, that will bring up an action menu, and you can share that. So if I tap on share, I can share that as a PDF again. And then it's going to say, where do you want to share it? You want me to send it by email? You want me to send it through Skype, or you want me to save it in my Google Drive? So that's how the student would submit his assignment or his work that has been done. Now there's talks into integrating Google Classroom. Google Classroom works with a Google Shared Drive, so you can share that Google folder for the classroom, and the student can just input that into the Google Drive that has been shared. So that's another way to import PDFs.
Very good.
So we have another question here. My student uses TalkBack. He also has the voice feedback turned on for his Prodigy. He needs to be able to turn TalkBack off or back on quickly. He has a new model unit and the TalkBack shortcut one's not working. He is very experienced in Android. Okay, so there is since we're using Android 6, there is a short cut to stop or pause TalkBack. So if you just do, I think it's an L, kind of like this on the screen, it's going to pop up with a menu. And in that menu, there's going to be a pause TalkBack. So I'm going to get your email there. I know who just asked that question, and I'll give you some more information through email. Okay.
Yeah, I tried it and it doesn't work because I don't have TalkBack on. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody's saying that it looks like there's a limit on the number of quick access we can add. I reach a limit here, but when I'm in tile, I don't.
So let's go and show tiles.
Yes.
It's just that we limit that number because it's a big carousel, and sometimes it could be a long way before getting to the application. So it could end up being longer than just going into apps and searching your application in the list.
Okay, so this is the carousel as you know it, but we can have a carousel in tile. So if you go into the settings, user interface, The first option is interface. So I have standard, carousel, standard tile, and simple. The carousel is simple. There's not much icons on it. So let's select standard tile and go back. So now you see that you have more icons on the same page. And if you change page by using the right arrow, you will have distance and book and calculator, which are the regular apps for Prodigy. But at the bottom, you start to have the quick access that I've added. So in there, you can add as many as you want. Show all and add another one, the calendar. So you can add as many as you want when you are in the time mode. And while I'm there, I'm going to show you the audio locator. If we don't have any questions, no, we're fine.
And again, just to add to this tile interface, this was done so that the student feels that he has a mainstream tablet. It's just the same way as it's represented in Android, but with a bit bigger icons, but smaller than the carousel. So he's not different from what the other students are using in class. So social acceptance. So that's why it was added, and it's nice to have also a lot more applications on the screen.
Okay, we've added the next features that I'm going to show you for students who have a lower vision, very low vision, so they can navigate with the audio. I'm saying student, but any adult. So in the speech, you tap on speech here, and I had speech on documents only. So when I was in a book, it was reading my book, but it was not talking while I was navigating through Prodigy. So if I put speech on, it's always going to talk. So I go back, and here in my carousel, I can navigate with the audio only. So if I swipe from right to left, help. Next page. Previous page. Magnifier. If I want to choose one option, I use one finger and tap anywhere on the screen. So I am brought to my magnification. I have a page here that I can have. If I want to navigate with audio on my application, I use two finger, press and hold. Navigation is on. Now, if I swipe from right to left again, full page, open button banner, view full page. So it selects. And now on full page, if I put my tablet high, oh, it already took a capture. So it's not a good capture to do because it's math, but that's the way we can navigate in it. Mode live. So I can come back. Okay. I'm just going to see if there are questions. No. So that was the way to do it with the audio locator in the options. Eric, did I forget anything?
Nope. And again,
No.
that audio feedback is kind of like mimicking the talkback that we have in Android, except that as some people just mentioned, is that there's talkbacks that we can't use talkback, let's say when we're editing a document or annotating a document. So unfortunately, that's why this navigation was added, so that you can scroll through the buttons, and a very low vision user can use this. So it's very powerful, and you can go through all the buttons. And like Nadi just told you, you can activate by pressing and holding two fingers on the screen, and then swiping through the buttons on the button banner. Once you're done, tap anywhere on the screen, and it's going to activate that. There's a question, is the camera button now called magnifier? I
Camera.
also saw the distance button. Yeah, so magnifier is what you're going to use to see everything that's under the tablet. So it's going to use the camera that's under the tablet. So that's the magnifier. So you can pinch and zoom or magnify anything that's under the camera, your near view, if I can say. And then distance will be for your distance camera. It's the application for your distance camera. So this is your distance camera here for the Connect 12. This is an SL25. It's a wireless camera that connects through Wi-Fi, and you can use a distance application to connect to the distance camera. Another question
we're
here.
good.
I understand correctly that the image
Oh no, I
with the
answered that
change
the
name.
quick access. Do I understand correctly that there's a limitation with the number of quick access? So I answered
No,
that.
there's one in the chat. I understand
Okay.
correctly that the image with the changes made can be saved on an external media or Google Drive. That is correct. You can save it as as a um, a PDF or an image. That is correct. So let's try it again, Natalie. So if you go into
Yeah.
Gallery,
To gallery. Yeah.
you press and hold on the image. So let's take your irregular verbs there. That's an image here. Press and hold. When you press and hold in the gallery, that's going to bring you to an action menu. It's that particular object that you just press and hold. What do you want to do with it? So I can share it, move it, delete it, rename it, export it. So I got several actions that I can do with that image. So for example, I can export it as I did what Natalie just did on a USB port, or you can maybe scroll on the top there, Natalie. You can share that information, that image, using a PDF. If I want to share it as a PDF, I can share it as a PDF. I can share it also as a JPEG, which is an image format, or I can just send the text. But if I choose PDF, let's choose PDF, and then I can send it out as an email, as an email attachment, because this is what I have there in my list. I can use my Gmail account, I can use my Skype, or I can use my Google Drive. So if I tap on Google Drive right there, it's going to bring you to the window for saving into the Google Drive. So if you tap save there, you can enter whatever document that you want, but that's going to be saved in your Google Drive.
I
So
try.
yeah, so let's do a 2-finger double tap on the screen. That's going to bring you to the main menu. And let's go and find your Google Drive in your applications there. So you got Google Drive on top. Perfect. And now if I hit on the, if I want to see the files, you see you have icons at the bottom. You have a home, you have a little star, you have people, and then there's a little folder right at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Hit on the folder. So
Yeah.
as you can see, the file was exported and it's called now 000055 underscore. It renamed that file and shared it there. Okay, so if you tap on the file that we just shared there, that's where it saved it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Is there a limitation on the number of apps one can place on the quick access? On the quick access menu, when you're using the carousel, the big icons, there is a limit, because if you have a big carousel that you swipe like that, it's going to take longer for you to go and get your, I don't know, the 20th application at the end of the list than to go just scroll up and down on the apps application. There is a limit for the big carousel, but there's no limit for the tile right now that Natalie is showing on the screen. There's no limit, so you can have a lot of pages of icons there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions that we got. And also I know that if you guys saw the e-blast that we sent out for this webinar, we said we were going to draw a 30-minute with the product manager, either Natalie or myself, on the Mat Connect, on the Reveal 16i, or whatever question that you would like to have, the Connect 12, Mat Connect, Reveal 16, Reveal 16i, any questions that you might have, we can help with that, and you can have us by yourself and only you, and it's a one-on-one. Can have your students there to attend if you'd like to. So we're going to be drawing that right after the webinar, so we see whoever participated, and we'll send out the winner today, saying who won the session one-on-one with the product manager. So another question with the talkback. So I'll answer the question for talkback by email. And let's, since we got a lot of questions on talkback, I'll think of maybe adding a talkback session on these webinars, our weekly webinars, and maybe have a session only on that, a webinar only on talkback, how to use it, how to activate it, how to pause it, and all the other options that are on TalkBack available on TalkBack, and how to use it with conjunction with Prodigi. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you guys. It was and also I feel privileged that you chose our webinar to attend and ask so many questions that you may have. And we'll be publishing the winner of the draw today. And thank you very much.
Thank you.